The giant metal station floated in space like a silver moon. Inside its bright halls, Captain Lee Dae-ho walked next to Ambassador Park So-min. Their footsteps echoed on the smooth floor as they moved toward the big meeting room. "Remember, Park?" So-min said quietly. "We need to stay calm, no matter what they say." Lee Dae-ho nodded. His military uniform felt tight around his shoulders. He had fought in many battles on Earth, but this felt different. This felt harder. They reached the massive doors. The doors opened with a soft hiss. Inside, the Galactic Trade Council waited for them. The room was huge, with a high ceiling that seemed to touch the stars. 12 different alien species sat around a curved table that glowed with soft blue light. "Ah, the humans have arrived," said a voice that sounded like rocks grinding together. The voice came from Crystal, a tall reptilian creature with green scales and yellow eyes. He was the size of 2 humans put together. His teeth were sharp and white when he smiled. It was not a kind smile. "Welcome, Earth people," said another voice, this one like buzzing bees. Velinara sat across from Crystal. She looked like a giant insect with 4 arms and black eyes that never blinked. Her head moved side to side as she watched the humans. Park So-min bowed politely. "Thank you for meeting with us. Earth wishes to join the Galactic Trade Confederation." "Yes. Yes," Crystal waved one massive claw. "We have read your application. Very interesting. Please sit." The humans took their seats at the small table facing the council. Lee Dae-ho felt like a child sitting at the adult table. Every alien in the room was bigger than him. Some had armor-like skin, others had sharp claws or extra arms. A few glowed, with strange colors. "Now then," Velinara clicked her mandibles together. "We have studied your planet, what do you call them? Ecosystems." "Yes," Park So-min said. "Earth has many different environments." Indeed, Crystal pulled up a holographic display. Images of Earth's animals appeared in the air between them. "We have looked at your apex predators. Very interesting." The first image showed a lion. The big cat roared silently in the blue light. Several council members began to make strange noises. Lee Dae-ho realized they were laughing. "This is your most dangerous land predator," asked a slug-like creature. "With tentacles, it is so small. Small." Park So-min looked confused. "Lions can weigh over 400 pounds. The laughter grew louder. Crystal slapped his massive hand on the table. 400 of your pounds? My pet Kornak weighs 2,000 pounds and has armor plating." More images appeared. Tigers, bears, wolves, sharks. With each new picture, the aliens laughed. Harder, some were making sounds like honking horns. Others buzzed like broken machines. "Look at this one." Velinara pointed at a grizzly bear. "It has no natural weapons. Where are its energy blasters, its acid sacs, its razor wings?" "Bears have claws and strong jaws," Lee Dae-ho said quietly. "Claws." A crystal-like being that looked like walking diamonds spoke for the first time. "These tiny things. Watch this." The crystal alien activated another hologram. A massive creature appeared, the size of a house. It had 6 legs, each ending in claws as long as swords. Its mouth opened to show 3 rows of teeth that glowed with heat. "This is a hunting beast from my world," the crystal alien said proudly. "It breathes fire and its claws cut through metal. Its skin cannot be pierced by normal weapons." "Impressive," Park So-min said, but her voice was tight. "And this crystal," showed his own hologram, "is a predator from my homeworld." The new creature was even bigger. It looked like a dinosaur covered in metal plates. Spikes grew from its back and tail. Its eyes glowed red, and electricity sparked between its teeth. "It hunts in packs," Crystal explained. "Each one is smart, enough to use tools. They can spit lightning, and their roar can shatter stone." More aliens showed their own world's predators. Each one was more terrifying than the last. Creatures with multiple heads, beasts that could turn invisible, hunters that could fly through space without air. "So you see," Velinara said when the show ended. Yeah, we find it very strange that humans claim to be the dominant species on Earth. How do you survive? Asked the slug creature. These predators you show us are so weak. A child from any of our worlds could defeat them with bare hands. Lee Daeho felt his face getting hot. His hands made fists under the table. These aliens were mocking his homeworld. They were laughing at Earth like it was a joke. Perhaps, Crystal said slowly, humans are not really the dominant species. Perhaps you are just the loudest prey animals, Council erupted in laughter. Again, some aliens were hitting the table. Others were making sounds like screaming kettles. I mean, the Crystal being said between laughs, look at them. They have no claws, no armor, no natural weapons at all. They're soft and pink and tiny. How could they possibly survive on a world with even these weak predators? Maybe Velinara buzzed. The predators on Earth are just very lazy, too lazy to hunt such easy prey. More laughter. Lee Daeho felt his jaw muscles tighten. He'd seen real predators. He had fought them. He had been won. Or perhaps Crystal said with his grinding voice, Earth's predators are vegetarians. They only eat plants and let the humans live. The laughter was so loud now that the room shook. Some aliens were rolling on the floor. Sounds like crying babies. Park Somin put a gentle hand on Lee Daeho's arm. She could feel the tension in his muscles. She knew he wanted to fight. But this was not a battle that could be won with fists. Council members, she said loudly, trying to speak over the laughter. Perhaps we could discuss? Discuss what? Crystal wiped tears from his yellow eyes. How humans survived on a world full of house cats and teddy bears. I have an idea, Velinara said suddenly. The laughter began to stop. If Earth's predators are truly dangerous, then humans should be able to prove it. Prove it how? Park Somin asked. Simple. Crystal leaned forward. His massive head cast a shadow over the human table. Show us these apex predators hunting. Show us footage of them in action. If they are as dangerous as you claim, we will see it. And if they are not, Velinara added, then we will know that humans are just prey animals pretending to be predators. The room fell silent. All eyes turned. To the two humans, Lee Daeho looked at Park Somin. She looked back at him. Both of them were thinking the same thing. These aliens had no idea what they were asking for. Very well, Park Somin said finally. We accept your challenge. The council members looked pleased. They thought they were about to see more weak animals. Stumbling around in the woods, they had no idea they were about to learn what real predators looked like. The meeting room stayed quiet after Park Somin accepted the challenge. The aliens looked at each other with satisfied expressions. They thought they had one already. Excellent. Crystal rubbed his scaly hands together. We look forward to seeing your dangerous predators. When can you provide this footage? Velinara asked. Her black eyes reflected the blue light from the table. We do not have much time to waste on weak prey animals. Park Somin kept her face calm, but inside, she felt worried. What footage could they show? Lions hunting zebras. Bears catching fish. The aliens would just laugh harder. We need to contact Earth first, she said. We must get permission to share our wildlife footage. Of course, the crystal being said. Take all the time you need. We are not going anywhere. The other aliens made more laughing sounds. They were already planning how to reject Earth's application. The viewing will be in 3 days, Crystal announced. We will set up the main projection chamber. All council members will attend. This should be very entertaining. Lee Daeho stood up slowly. His military training told him to stay professional, but his heart was beating fast with anger. 3 days, he said. We will be ready. The humans left the meeting room. The aliens continued talking and laughing behind them. Park Somin and Lee Daeho walked down the empty hallway toward their quarters. What are we going to do? Park Somin asked when they were alone. They are right about Earth's predators. Compared to their monsters, our animals do look weak. Maybe Lee Daeho said quietly. But they are making a big mistake. What mistake? Lee Daeho stopped walking. He turned to face the ambassador. They think they know what a predator looks like. Before Park Somin could ask what he meant, 2 more humans came around the corner. Commander Kim Tae-jin was a tall man with broad shoulders and careful eyes. Next to him walked Dr. Choi Hae-jin, a small woman with short hair and thick glasses. "We heard about the meeting," Kim Tae-jin said. "How did it go?" "Badly, Park," Soman sighed. "They want to see footage of Earth's apex predators hunting. They think it will prove that humans are just prey animals." Dr. Choi Hae-jin pushed her glasses up her nose. "That is a problem. Earth's predators are effective, but they are not as spectacular as what we saw in those holograms." "What kind of footage do they want exactly?" Kim Tae-jin asked. "Predators hunting," Lee Dae-ho said. "They want to see apex predators in action. They want to see killing." Kim Tae-jin was quiet for a moment, then he smiled. It was not a nice smile. "I might have something," he said. "What do you mean?" Park Soman asked. "Come to my quarters. I need to show you something." The four humans walked to Kim Tae-jin's room. It was small and simple, like all the quarters on the space station. But Kim Tae-jin had brought a secure computer with him from Earth. He turned on the machine and typed in several passwords. The screen came to life with military files and folders. "What is this?" Dr. Choi Hae-jin asked. "Classified surveillance footage," Kim Tae-jin said, "from various military operations in jungle environments. Training exercises, mostly." "Why would that help us?" Park Soman looked confused. Kim Tae-jin opened one of the files. The screen showed a green jungle scene through some kind of special camera. Everything was in different shades of green and yellow. "This is thermal imaging," he explained. "It shows heat signatures. Watch carefully." The jungle looked empty, just trees and plants moving in the wind. But then Kim Tae-jin pointed to a small spot of yellow heat. "There," he said. "What do you see?" "It." Park Soman squinted at the screen. "I see something moving, but what is it?" "That is Sergeant Yoon Ji-hoon," Kim Tae-jin said. "He is tracking a target through the jungle." Dr. Choi Hae-jin leaned closer to the screen. "I can barely see him." "How is he so well hidden?" Training Lee Dae-ho said. He was starting to understand Kim Tae-jin's plan. Our soldiers learn too. Hunt in the jungle. They learn to track. They learn to hide. They learn to kill. But they are hunting other humans, Park Soman said. "In training exercises." "Exactly," Kim Tae-jin said. "The aliens want to see Earth's apex predators hunting. They think they know what that looks like." He changed the video to show different footage. This time it showed a human soldier moving. Through tall grass, the soldier was completely invisible until the camera switched to thermal view. "This is Staff Sergeant Han Bora," Kim Tae-jin said. "She is a sniper. Watch what she does." The video showed the soldier lying perfectly still for over an hour. Then, in one smooth motion, she fired a shot. The camera switched to show a target over 2 kilometers away. The shot hit perfectly. 2 kilometers, Dr. Choi Hae-jin whispered. "That is incredible accuracy for a human," Kim Tae-jin said. "The aliens do not know that yet." Park Soman was beginning to understand. "You want to show them footage of human soldiers hunting?" "Not just hunting," Lee Dae-ho said. "Persistence hunting. Tracking, waiting, planning, things that they're big monsters cannot do." "But is that fair?" Dr. Choi Hae-jin asked. "They want to see animals, not soldiers." "They want to see apex predators," Kim Tae-jin said. "They never said the predators had to be animals." Park Soman thought about this. It was tricky, but it was not exactly lying. The aliens had asked to see Earth's apex predators hunting. They had just assumed that meant animals. "What other footage do you have?" she asked. Kim Tae-jin showed them more files. There were videos of soldiers tracking targets for days, footage of humans running for hours without stopping, videos of coordinated attacks where multiple soldiers worked together like a pack. "This is from a training exercise where soldiers had to track and capture a target using only primitive weapons," Kim Tae-jin explained. "No guns, no technology. Just like our ancestors used to hunt." The video showed a group of soldiers following footprints through the forest. They moved silently, communicating with hand signals. They followed their target for 3 days, taking turns running so they never got tired. Persistence hunting, Dr. Choi Haizin said, like early humans used to do. They would run after animals until the animals collapsed from exhaustion. These soldiers are hunting another human, Park Soman said. Someone who knows they are being hunted and is trying to escape. Lee Dae-ho said, God, they are hunting the smartest, most dangerous prey on Earth. Each other. Kim Tae-jin showed them one more video. This one was shot from multiple cameras showing a complex operation. Soldiers moved through a jungle like ghosts. They surrounded their target without being seen. They waited for hours until the perfect moment, then struck with perfect coordination. This is what human apex predators look like, Kim Tae-jin said. Not big and strong. Not armored or breathing fire. Smart, patient, deadly. Park Soman felt a chill run down her spine. She had never thought about human soldiers this way. But watching the footage, she saw something that scared her. The soldiers moved like predators. They hunted like predators. They killed like predators. Will this work? She asked. Maybe, Dr. Choi Haijin said. But we need to be careful. If we show them this footage, they will learn things about human military capabilities. They will learn that humans are not prey, Lee Dae-ho said. They will learn that we are the predators. Kim Tae-jin closed the computer. The question is, are we ready to show them what we really are? The four humans looked at each other. They all understood that this was bigger than just joining the Galactic Trade Confederation. This was about how the galaxy would see humanity forever. They asked for it, Park Soman said finally. They wanted to see Earth's apex predators hunting. Then that is what we will show them, Lee Dae-ho said. But not animals, Kim Tae-jin added. No, Park Soman said. We will show them something. Much more dangerous. Outside their quarters, the space station hummed with activity. Aliens from dozens of worlds went about their business completely unaware that in 3 days, they would learn something that would change how they saw humans forever. They thought they were going to laugh at weak Earth animals instead. They were going to discover what real predators looked like. 3 days passed quickly. The main projection chamber was the biggest room on the space station. It had seats for over 300 beings, and today it was completely full. Word had spread about the entertainment the humans would provide. Aliens from all over the station came to watch. They brought snacks and drinks. Some were making bets on how badly the Earth predators would perform. The mood was like a festival. Lee Dae-ho stood at the front of the room next to a large projection screen. In his hands he held a small device. That contained the footage. Park Soman sat in the front row with Kim Tae-jin and Dr. Choi Haijin. Are you ready, human? Crystal called out from his large seat. We are very excited to see your dangerous animals. The crowd of aliens laughed and made their various sounds of amusement. Some were already pointing at the screen and making jokes in their alien languages. Before we begin, Lee Dae-ho said loudly, I want to explain what you will see. This footage shows Earth's apex predator hunting in its natural environment. Yes, Velinara waved one of her forearms. Show us the fierce lions and terrifying bears. More laughter filled the room. Lee Dae-ho connected his device to the projection system. The lights dimmed and the screen came to life. At first, the screen showed only a green jungle, thick trees, heavy plants, and morning mist created a wall of vegetation. Birds called in the distance, insects buzzed, everything looked peaceful and quiet. Well, the crystal being called out. The predator. This is boring, complained a slug-like creature. I see only plants. Lee Dae-ho did not answer. He just watched the screen. On the bottom corner, small text showed the time and date. The footage had been running for 3 minutes. Is this some kind of joke? Crystal asked. He's showing us an empty jungle. Look closer, Lee Dae-ho said quietly. The aliens in the front row leaned forward. They stared at the screen, trying to see what the human was talking about, but they saw nothing except trees and plants. There is nothing there, Velinara said impatiently. This is a waste of time. Switch to thermal view, Lee Dae-ho said too. The screen changed. Now instead of green plants, everything was shown in colors that represented heat. The trees were dark blue and black. The ground was purple, and there, moving slowly through the jungle, was a small yellow shape. What is that? Asked a tentacled alien from the back row. That is the predator, Lee Dae-ho answered. The yellow shape moved very slowly. It stopped often, sometimes for many minutes. When it moved, it did so carefully, placing each step with perfect precision. "It is so small," said the crystal being. "So slow. What kind of hunting is this?" "Persistence hunting," Dr. Choi Hygiene said from her seat. "The most effective type of hunting on Earth? Persistence hunting?" Velinara looked confused. "What does that mean?" "It means never giving up," Lee Dae-ho explained. "Earth's apex predator does not need to be the fastest or the strongest. It just needs to be smarter and more determined than its prey." The camera followed the yellow shape as it moved through the jungle. Sometimes the predator would stop and examine something on the ground. Other times it would touch a broken branch or smell the air. "What is it doing?" Crystal asked. The laughter in the room had stopped. Everyone was watching the screen with growing interest. "It is following a trail," Lee Dae-ho said. "Footprints that are invisible to your eyes. Broken plants that tell. A story, scents that are hours old." The footage showed the predator following the trail for over an hour. It never lost the path, even when the trail went over rocks or through streams. "This is impossible," said a bird-like alien with bright feathers. "How can it follow a trail that cannot be seen?" "Because it thinks," Dr. Choi Hyjin said. "It does not just follow footprints, it predicts where the prey will go. It understands the prey's mind, as if to prove her point." The predator on screen suddenly changed direction. Instead of following the trail, it cut through the jungle at an angle. "Why did it turn?" Velinara asked. "'Cause it knows where the prey is going," Lee Dae-ho said. "It does not need to follow the trail anymore. It can take a shortcut." The room fell silent. The aliens were beginning to understand that they were not watching a simple animal hunt. This was something much more complex. The predator moved to a new position and then stopped completely. It became perfectly still, blending into the jungle so well that even the thermal camera could barely detect it. "Where did it go?" asked the slug creature. "It is still there," Lee Dae-ho pointed to a barely visible yellow spot on the screen. "It is waiting." "Waiting for what?" "For the prey to come to it." The predator waited for 2 hours, did not move. It did not make a sound. It just waited with the patience of a stone. "This is ridiculous," Crystal said, but his voice was not as confident as before. "What kind of predator waits for 2 hours?" "A smart one," Park So-min said from her seat. Then, at the edge of the screen, another yellow shape appeared. This one was moving fast, running through the jungle. It was heading straight toward the waiting predator. "Is that the prey?" Velinara asked. "Yes," Lee Dae-ho said. The running shape came closer. It was breathing hard and moving with desperation. Was clearly tired and scared. "Your predator is very patient," the crystal being admitted. "But now what happens? Does it chase the prey?" "No," Lee Dae-ho said. "It does not need to chase." The prey ran directly past the predator's hiding spot. As it passed, the predator moved. With sudden, perfect precision, there was no roar, no dramatic leap. Just a quick, efficient action. The prey stopped running, fell to the ground. "It is over," Lee Dae-ho said simply. The room was completely quiet. No alien made a sound. They were all staring at the screen in shock. "That was very quick," Crystal said slowly. "Efficient," Dr. Choi Hyjin corrected. "Earth's apex predator does not waste energy on dramatic displays. It just kills." "But what kind of animal was that?" Velinara asked. "I have never seen anything like it." Lee Dae-ho looked. Around the room, every alien was staring at him, waiting for an answer. "Switch to normal view," he told the computer. The screen changed back to regular colors. Now, instead of yellow heat shapes, the aliens could see the actual forms of the predator and prey. The prey was clearly human. It wore military clothing and carried equipment. It had been running through the jungle like a person, not an animal, but the predator. "I do not understand," said the tentacled alien. "The predator also looks human, because it is human," Lee Dae-ho said calmly. The room erupted in confused sounds. Aliens turned to each other, making excited noises in their various languages. 8. Crystal stood up from his seat. Are you saying that humans were both the predator and the prey in that footage? Yes, Lee Dae-ho said. But that means... Velinara stopped speaking. Her black eyes grew wide as she understood. It means, Park So-min said, standing up, that you have been looking at the wrong species. You wanted to see Earth's apex predator, Lee Dae-ho continued. You saw lions and bears and thought they were our most dangerous hunters, but you were wrong. The aliens stared at him in growing horror. Earth's apex predator, he said, is humanity itself. The room stayed silent for a long moment. Then, slowly, the aliens began to understand what they had just watched. They had not seen an animal hunting another animal. They had seen a human hunting another human, and the human prey never had a chance. The silence in the projection chamber stretched on. 300 aliens sat frozen in their seats, staring at the screen that now showed 2 humans in a jungle. The predator stood over the prey, checking to make sure the target was truly captured. This is a training exercise, Lee Dae-ho explained into the quiet room. Sergeant Yoon Ji-hoon was practicing human hunting techniques. The target he caught was another soldier. But humans hunt other humans, stammered a purple creature with too many eyes. For practice, how else would we stay sharp? Park So-min asked simply. Crystal made a sound like rocks falling down a mountain. His yellow eyes were wide with something that looked like fear. You're saying, he spoke slowly, that humans practice hunting by hunting each other. Of course, Dr. Choi Ha-jin pushed her glasses up her nose. What did you expect? If you want to be good at hunting the most dangerous prey, you must practice on the most dangerous prey. And what, Velinara asked in a whisper, is the most dangerous prey on Earth? Other humans, Lee Dae-ho said. The room erupted in frightened chatter. Aliens turned to each other, making worried sounds. Some were backing away from the humans in the front row. Wait, the crystal being held up one sparkling hand. What? That was just one example. Surely your other predators are more normal? You want to see more? Kim Ta-jin asked. He stood up and walked to the front of the room. I have plenty more footage. He connected his own device to the projection system. A new video began to play. This one showed a different jungle. The camera was positioned high up, looking down. At a clearing, nothing moved for several minutes. What are we looking at now? Asked the slug creature nervously. Long-range elimination, Kim Ta-jin said. Watch the tree line on the far side of the clearing. The aliens stared at the distant trees. They could see nothing unusual. There Kim Ta-jin pointed to a spot that looked exactly like every other spot. Staff Sergeant Han Biora is in position. Where? Crystal leaned forward. I see nothing. Exactly, Lee Dae-ho said. You cannot see her because she does not want to be seen. The video showed a time stamp in the corner. Minutes passed. Then, an hour, then 2 hours. Nothing seemed to happen. This is boring, complained a furry alien with 4 legs. Nothing is happening. Patience, Dr. Choi, Ha-jin said. Human predators are very patient. After 2 hours and 17 minutes, a small figure appeared at the other end of the clearing. It was far away, barely visible to the camera. There is the target, Kim Ta-jin said. The figure in the distance began walking across the clearing. It moved carefully, looking around for danger. It was clearly trying to stay hidden. How far away is that target? Velinara asked. Kim Ta-jin checked his notes. 2,847 meters. That is nearly 3 kilometers, the crystal being exclaimed. Your predator cannot possibly hunt from that distance. The figure in the clearing continued walking. It reached the middle of the open space. Then suddenly, it stumbled and fell. What happened? Several aliens asked at once. Staff Sergeant Han Bor took her shot. Kim Ta-jin said calmly. From 3 kilometers away, Crystal's voice was very quiet. 2,847 meters. To be precise, Dr. Choi Ha-jin corrected. The aliens stared at the screen in horror. The figure in the clearing was not moving. But that is impossible, the purple creature said. No predator can strike prey from that distance. Human. Predators can park, Soman said. You see, Lee Daeho explained, humans do not need to get close to their prey. They can kill from distances that are greater than most of your cities. Kim Tajin started a new video. This one showed a different environment, mountains and rocky terrain. The camera followed a single human moving across the landscape. This is Corporal Ominho, Kim Tajin said. He is tracking a target across multiple terrain types. The video showed the human following footprints over rocks, through streams and up steep cliffs. But this footage was different. It was sped up to show many hours in just minutes. How long has he been tracking? Asked the tentacled alien. Kim Tajin checked his notes again. This footage covers for days. Velinara's mandibles clicked rapidly. He followed the same prey for 4 days, without stopping, Crystal asked. He stopped to rest for a few hours each night, Dr. Choi Hyjin said. But yes, he tracked the same target for 4 days across 127 kilometers of rough terrain. Videos showed the human crossing deserts, climbing mountains, and swimming across rivers, always following the trail, always getting closer. This is impossible, the slug creature said. No predator has that much endurance. Human predators do, Lee Daeho said. We can run for days without stopping. We can track prey across any terrain. We never give up. But why? You're the crystal being asked. Why would any predator waste so much energy on one hunt? Yes. Because Park Soman said, humans always get their prey. Always. The video showed the end of the hunt. After 4 days, the human finally caught up to his target. The prey was exhausted, barely able to move. It had no strength left to run or fight. The prey could not escape, Dr. Choi Hyjin explained, because humans are persistent hunters. We do not chase prey until we catch it. We chase prey until it gives up. Velinara made a sound like breaking glass. Persistence hunters, she whispered. I know that term. You do? Several aliens asked. Yes, her voice was full of fear. On my homeworld, we have legends about persistence hunters, creatures that would follow their prey forever. Monsters that never stopped, never gave up, never grew tired. What happened to them? Crystal asked. They hunted my people's ancestors almost to extinction, Velinara said. They had to hide underground for thousands of years. Persistence hunters are the most feared predators in our mythology. They are not myths, Lee Daeho said quietly. They are real, and they are humans. Kim Tajin started a third video. This one showed multiple humans working together. They moved through a jungle like ghosts, communicating without sound, surrounding their target. Pack hunting, he said. Multiple predators working together with perfect coordination. The video showed the humans setting up an ambush that took 3 days to prepare. They studied their target's habits. They learned its route, predicted where it would go. How many predators are working together? The furry alien asked. 12, Kim Tajin said. 12 predators for one prey? Crystal sounded confused. That seems like too many. Not for this prey, Dr. Choi Hyjin said. The target is also human. The ambush played out on screen. The 12 humans moved with perfect timing. They communicated across vast distances. Using technology, they struck from multiple directions at exactly the same moment. The target never had a chance. This is horrifying, the purple creature said. You are showing us humans hunting humans with the efficiency of machines. Now you begin to understand, Park Soman said. Understand what? Velinara asked, though she sounded like she already knew the answer. Why humans are Earth's apex predator, Lee Daeho said. We do not hunt like animals. We hunt like something much worse. What could be worse than animals? The crystal being asked. Thinking predators, Dr. Choi Hyjin said. Predators that plan. Predators that learn. Predators that never forget and never forgive. But surely, Crystal said desperately, these are special humans? Trained soldiers? Not normal humans? Every human has these abilities, Park Soman said. Some are just better trained than others. Every human? The slug creature's voice was very small. Every single one, Lee Daeho confirmed. Human children learn to track and hunt before they learn to walk properly. It is in our nature. Room fell silent again. Aliens were beginning to understand something terrible. You asked to see Earth's apex predators hunting, Kim Tajin said. But you made one mistake. What mistake? Velinara whispered. You thought the predators were the animals, he said. You never considered that the predators might be the ones who conquered all the animals. The aliens looked at each other with growing terror. Lions, tigers, bears, Lee Daeho said. They are not Earth's apex predators. They are Earth's defeated predators. Humans conquered them all. And now, Park So-min added softly, you want humans to join your confederation? The implications of that statement hit the aliens like a physical blow. They had been laughing at Earth's weak predators, but Earth's real predators were sitting right in front of them, and they had just learned what those predators could do. The projection chamber remained dead silent. 300 aliens sat in their seats like statues, afraid to move or make a sound. The humans stood calmly at the front of the room, waiting. Finally, Crystal spoke. His voice shook like leaves in a storm. How many humans are there on Earth? About 8 billion, Dr. Choi Haijin answered simply. Several aliens made choking sounds. The slug creature fell off its chair. A bird-like alien started molting feathers from fear. 8 billion persistence hunters, Velinara whispered. Billion pack hunters? 8 billion thinking predators? And they all have these abilities? The crystal being asked. Every single one, Lee Daeho confirmed. Though some are better trained than others. This cannot be real, Crystal said, but his voice had no confidence. You are exaggerating to frighten us, Kim Tajin smiled. It was not a comforting smile. Would you like to see one more piece of footage? He asked. No, several aliens said. At once, yes, Kim Tajin said anyway. He activated the final video. This one was different from the others. It showed multiple screens at once, like looking through many eyes. This is a coordinated operation, he explained. 16 humans working together across a 50-kilometer area. The screens showed humans in different locations, mountains, forests, rivers, and plains. They were all connected by radio communication. Is there a target? Velinara asked, though she sounded like she did not want to know. A group of 12 enemy humans, Kim Tajin said. Also trained predators. The footage showed the most terrifying hunt the aliens had ever seen. Humans moved like pieces of a giant machine. They communicated constantly, sharing information about their preys, location, and behavior. They are learning, Dr. Choi Haijin narrated. Each human is studying the prey's patterns. They are predicting where the prey will go before the prey knows it themselves. The hunt lasted for 6 hours. The 12 prey humans tried everything, hiding, running, fighting, splitting up. Nothing worked. The 16 predator humans always stayed one step ahead. How are they so coordinated? Purple creature asked in terror. Humans evolved to hunt in packs, Park So-min explained. But unlike animal packs, human packs can think and plan together. They share minds. Crystal looked confused. Language, Lee Daeho said. Humans can put thoughts into other humans' minds using words. They can coordinate across vast distances and think together like one giant brain. The video showed the final moment of the hunt. All 16 predator humans struck at exactly the same time from different directions. The 12 prey humans were surrounded perfectly, with no escape routes. It is over, Kim Tajin said. The screens went dark. The aliens sat in horrified silence. Some were shaking. Others had changed colors from fear. A few were making quiet whimpering sounds. I do not understand, the tentacled alien said weakly. If humans are such dangerous predators, why did you show us lions and tigers first? Why did you not tell us the truth? Because, Park So-min said, you asked to see Earth's apex predators. You assumed they would be animals. We never said they were. But those animals exist on your world, Velinara protested. Lions and tigers are real. Yes, Dr. Choi Haijin said. They exist, but they are not apex predators anymore. What do you mean, the crystal being asked? Lions live in parks that humans created for them, Lee Daeho explained. Tigers survive only because humans allow them to survive. Bears fear humans more than humans fear bears? You mean? Crixtala's voice was barely a whisper. Humans conquered every predator on Earth, Park Soman said. Lions, tigers, bears, sharks, wolves, they all bow to human authority now. But how? The slug creature asked from the floor where it had fallen. The same way you just saw Kim Taejin said. Patience, planning, persistence, working together, never giving up. A new voice spoke from the back of the room. It was deep and commanding. This changes everything. Everyone turned to look. Massive alien figures stood in the doorway. It was Admiral Zekther, Supreme Commander of the Galactic Defense Force. He was twice the size of Crixtal and covered in natural armor that looked like black metal. Admiral Velanara stood up quickly. We were just reviewing Earth's application. Watch the footage, Admiral Zekther said as he walked into the room. Each of his steps shook the floor. Very educational. The Admiral stopped in front of the humans. Lee Dae-ho straightened his shoulders but did not back down. Tell me, humans, the Admiral said. Are there more of these training videos? Thousands, Kim Taejin answered. Every human military keeps extensive records, and this footage shows humans hunting other humans. In training exercises, yes, Park Soman said carefully. Training, the Admiral repeated. So humans practice hunting the most dangerous prey on their planet, which is themselves. That is correct, Lee Dae-ho said. The Admiral was quiet for a long moment. Then he began to laugh. It was a sound like thunder rolling across mountains. Brilliant, he said. Absolutely brilliant. The other aliens looked confused and frightened. Admiral. Crixtal asked nervously. Do you not see? Admiral Zekther turned to face the council. We have been looking at this all wrong. What do you mean? Velanar asked. We saw Earth's animals and thought they were weak, the Admiral explained. We laughed at lions and tigers, but we should have been asking a different question. Question? The crystal being asked. If Earth's predators are so weak, Admiral Zekther said, then what killed all the strong ones? The room fell silent, as the aliens understood. Humans did, the Admiral continued. Humans killed every dangerous predator on their planet, or tamed them, or made them extinct. That is... Crixtal could not finish his sentence. Terrifying. Velanara completed. Admiral Zekther turned back to the humans. Your application to join the Confederation is approved, he said. Thank you, Park Soman said diplomatically. However, the Admiral continued, Earth will be classified as a restricted predator world. What does that mean? Dr. Choi Hae-jin asked. It means, the Admiral explained, that Earth is too dangerous for normal contact. Only military vessels and trained diplomats will be allowed to visit. That seems excessive, Park Soman said. Does it? The Admiral asked. You just showed us footage of humans hunting humans for practice. Your species treats its own kind as training prey. Well, Lee Dae-ho said when you put it that way. Furthermore, Admiral Zekther continued, I am recommending that Earth be offered immediate membership in the Galactic Defense Force. You want humans to join your military? Crixtal asked in shock. I want humans on our side, the Admiral said firmly. Because after watching that footage, I never want them as enemies. The council members looked at each other with expressions of pure terror. Any objections to Earth's membership? The Admiral asked. No alien said a word. Motion approved unanimously, Admiral Zekther declared. Welcome to the Confederation, Earth. As the aliens began to file out of the chamber, they gave the humans a wide berth. They whispered to each other in their various languages, all saying the same thing in different words. Persistence hunters, pack predators, thinking killers. Park Soman walked up to Lee Dae-ho as the room emptied. Well, she said, that went better than expected, did it? Lee Dae-ho asked. We got membership in the Confederation, she pointed. Out, and we terrified every species in the galaxy, Dr. Choi Hae-jin added. Maybe that is not a bad thing, Kim Taejin said. Respect through fear is still respect. True, Park Soman agreed. Though I do feel a little bad about not telling them the whole truth. What do you mean? Lee Dae-ho asked. Park Soman smiled. It was the same type of smile that had frightened the aliens. "We only showed them training footage," she said. "We never showed them what humans look like when they are really hunting." The four humans walked out of the projection chamber together. Behind them, the empty room seemed to echo with the memory of alien fear. In the corridor, they passed groups of aliens who stopped talking when they saw the humans. The aliens pressed themselves against the walls, trying to stay as far away as possible. Dr. Choi Hai-jin said quietly. "I think we might have trouble making friends," maybe Lee Dae-ho said. And as they walked through the space station toward their quarters, every alien they passed stepped aside. The galaxy had learned a new lesson. Today, Earth's predators were not lions or tigers or bears. Earth's predators were something much, much worse. They were human.